Sometimes I ask myself if coming to the UK was actually worth it, or if I would actually encourage someone to come to the UK other than other countries. Because tell me why the UK government is bent on frustrating immigrants. Tell me why the UK government wants to reduce the benefits that comes with ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain. How is this going to affect you and I as immigrants in the UK? Our work, our healthcare, and then our future citizenship. Let's dive in. Hey lovelies, my name is Shari. Yeah, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to talk about what the UK government is putting in place to reduce the benefits that should come with ILR after staying here for a number of years. If you're on a skilled worker visa, that is 5 years. Now, ILR, as we all know, allows immigrants to live, work, study in the UK without any restriction. That is to say, you've got free access to healthcare, you've got some access to public funds, and you've got no work restrictions. But some of these benefits are unlikely now because the UK government, as part of their immigration policy reforms, wants to make things a bit tighter for immigrants who are already here or those who are planning to come, so it can deter them from coming, so that it can reduce immigration rate.
Immediate right to welfare support. This implies that there are no costs to this migration, but that is wrong. After 5 years, a person who has come here on a family visa can apply for indefinite leave to remain, or ILR. If they get it, and 95% of ILR applicants are successful, they will qualify for welfare, social housing, NHS care, everything. And all of that costs money.
To take those changes one after the other, and then we'll discuss it afterwards. And the sad reality is that immigrants in the UK are just not sitting and enjoying benefits. We actually contribute hugely or massively to the UK economy. For example, I'm a nurse, so I'm going to go in direction to healthcare. The last data about the percentage of international nurses, per what I saw on Google, was in 2023. And with that, they said international nurses occupy 27% of nurses in the UK, and doctors were at 35%. And I know that figure has changed because a lot of people have migrated to the UK within these 2 years, so that is going to be even higher. So we pay tax, we pay huge tax. So I don't know why does the government not have anything to talk about aside putting in measures to reduce immigration rates. That was someone's comment when we were discussing this issue. So today, I was just online reading news and I came across something on BBC where they were talking about how the university's finances are going to dribble when they don't get money from international students, because obviously international students pay more than those who are already in the country. They pay like double the fees. So their fees is like a cushion where the university rests on to balance their financial, sheets. And I'll read the exact thing. One of the exact phrases I read. International fee income has become the main ingredient in keeping universities financially above waters. But they were quite worried in the sense that due to the previous restrictions that come with student visa, where people are not supposed to bring in their relatives unless they are doing higher levels like PhD and stuff, people no longer fancy coming to the UK for studies because they're going to leave their family behind for a long period of time. So people tend to look elsewhere. So they realized that within the last summer, admission rates reduced drastically because international students weren't coming any longer, and this has affected the finances of most universities, and they are getting worried and they want to put in other measures to encourage people to come. So it's like 1 minute you want to get people to come, the next minute you want to reduce immigration. Sometimes I even get confused as to what exactly they want to do. So now let's take the changes one after the other. The first change I'm going to talk about, which they said they might implement, is putting in stricter rules to public funds. So some of the immigrants in the UK who have got ILR have got access to universal credits. So universal credits gives you benefits such as monthly benefits when you are on low income or you can't work and you need finance with your living expenses or housing. That is where the government, pay you an amount of money monthly to help sustain you. So they are trying to say if more people are getting ILR, and the success rate with people who apply for ILR is currently 95%. So if 95% of immigrants have all got access to this universal credit, they fear that the finances of UK is going to suffer. So that is what they are arguing. So they want to put in new rules to make it more difficult for people to access or claim this financial support. But when you go to Google and you search for how much do immigrants contribute to the UK economy, it will shock you the amount of money you see. So this statistics is from February, which is last month, where they said immigrants in the UK give the UK economy £83 billion annually. Immigrants alone, £83 billion towards the economy of UK. So it's not like we are not doing anything. We are actually doing something to help, isn't it? So if you've got a section of people, obviously people still work when they get ILR. It's not like when they get ILR, they decide to stay in their homes and claim benefits. So they work. So the fraction of people who will even be getting this financial support will not be massive as compared to those who are the country people who are already claiming benefits. The second one is putting in longer waiting periods before you get ILR. So depending on the visa that you are on or you are planning to come to UK with, the number of years will be based on what you've got. So for skilled workers, it's 5 years, and then you wait another year for citizenship. They are trying to extend that period. We've already seen trending news about Kemi Badenoch and all that, and so hopefully this doesn't get approved, but if it does, that is the situation we are going to find ourselves in. So this is to make it more difficult for people to get ILR and to also discourage people from coming to the UK, which will in turn reduce immigration rates. The third one is increased cost and requirements. So some government officials are proposing that the fees required to apply for ILR should be increased. Currently, the amount you need to pay for application is £2,885. And if you're a family of 3, there's nothing like family discounts. You pay everything individually. So if you're a family of 5, you pay for 5 people. So for a family of 3, you're going to pay £8,655 to apply for ILR. And even that application, if God doesn't help you and it doesn't go through successfully, that means you'd have to pay another money, because there's nothing like refund. So they are planning to increase this amount of money to whatever. There is no definite figure at the moment. So they are planning to increase this to make it more difficult for you and I. And regarding the requirements, they want to add other requirements such as proof of long term of employment or higher salary threshold. So they are trying to put in more requirements, and if you don't meet this requirement, that means you are going to be denied. Introducing stricter residency rules. So they want to put in measures like, the longer you stay outside the UK, the more you're at risk of putting your ILR at risk. So currently, you can't stay outside the UK for more than 180 days in any 12 months period. So even if you're going on vacation 1 week occasionally, you have to make sure that those 1 weeks do not exceed 180 days, because they take notice of all your entries and you're going out. And if it's more than 180, you are putting your ILR at risk. So they are going to make that stricter. I don't know if they are going to reduce the number of days, or I don't know. We don't know yet, but they are trying to introduce stricter residency status. So the big question is, why all these changes? So the UK government argue that these changes is to make sure that immigrants contribute more before they get access to benefits. They want to prioritize their citizens, which is fair enough, and they want to reduce immigration rates because the number of people coming to the country is overwhelming. My other question is there no better way for them to do this rather than making things harder for people who are already living here legally and working, trying to build a life for themselves and their family? Is there no other better way, or this is the only way? Do you think these laws are fair? Do you think it's fair for those who are already here and trying to make their living, and those who want to come here legally? If you've got qualified and well-educated nurses who want to come in and fill in a gap for healthcare so that we can give the best healthcare to our patients, is that a bad thing? So let me know in the comment section what you think about these new laws if they are implemented. So what can we do next as immigrants? So what I suggest we all do is to stay updated with government rules and policies, because from last year to this year, a lot of things have been changing. I'll not lie. So you have to stay updated, because in UK, they have zero tolerance for ignorance. If this year you're probably eligible to apply for ILR, I think you should just start your application and apply. And if you're unsure of what to do, contact a legal immigration advisor so that they can guide you as to what to do next. It's quite sad as to where things are heading, because I think on one of my videos, I mentioned the fact that after COVID, UK was looking for nurses here and there, come and help, support, healthcare and all that. And during that time, it takes you only 6 weeks to get your things processed and you're in the UK. I remember back then when I was considering writing IELTS, most of my seniors, six weeks, they took the IELTS, 6 weeks, they were gone. But now things are going in the reverse order. So let me know if you think these rules are fair, or if you think immigrants in the UK actually deserve this. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, stay awesome. Bye.